everybody, I'm back and with Scooby-Doo, finally! I am so excited to talk about this. I've always wanted to talk about Scooby-Doo as it was kind of my childhood. Like, I didn't have cable growing up, so my grandpa would buy the VHS tapes. Yes, VHS tapes, and we'd watch the show together. He's pretty much the reason I became a big old nerd. But like, Scooby-Doo was such a fun watch for a kid who liked Halloween-themed things. I mean, yeah, it's a mystery show first and foremost, but with all the ghosts and monsters, it had a fun, spooky side to it. And honestly, I loved everything they made. I think my all-time favorite Scooby-Doo thing is probably when Shaggy and Scooby teach at an all-girls school for monsters. And I know it has Scrappy in it, but honestly, I just tuned him out. Though I think my favorite, more modern Scooby-Doo, as of late, is Mystery Inc. It's honestly a love letter to the Scooby-Doo franchise and fans, and what I thought would inspire for more darker takes, or just more in general. But the last 3 projects to come out have been... well, okay. Be Cool Scooby-Doo, I guess, is fine. I've seen some clips, and some jokes are fun, but the art style feels like Family Guy and Regular Show had a baby, and this is what came out, and I just can't with it. I'm sorry. No offense to the people who actually like that show. I can see why some people do like it, but for me, the style is just what bugs me. And then there's Scooby-Doo and Guess Who? It's honestly just super boring. Like, they're trying to do a space ghost coast to coast with this, but with the Scooby-Doo formula, and it's just not really hitting. And then there's Velma. Jesus H. Christ. Who let this happen? Oh, right. You two. Ugh. I'm sorry. I know people have talked about Velma to death, but seriously, who was this made for? Oh, right. Ugh. This show is honestly a slap to the face of old and new fans of the franchise. Like, this is in the running for first place with High Guardian Spice, so you know this is bad. Though High Guardian Spice is still in the lead due to all the extra garbage, because just everything. Whereas Velma does have pretty good animation and colors. I won't lie about that. The style, on the other hand, just isn't for me. It's a little weird with a combination of sharp and soft lines, and I can't with the Steven Universe lips. Anyway, I am going to talk about Velma more, as it's pretty much the reason I decided to reopen this idea, because though we've had a number of revivals of the OG franchise, none have gone outside the original designs, and though my idea is set roughly 50 years in the future, I'm still all about the designs. Also, just to be 100% clear, this is not a redesign. These are all my original ideas for a next generation version of the Mystery Squad, and only one character is actually related to the OG gang, while everyone else is their own separate person, though they are color-coded. Now, we're going to talk about Shaggy, or aka Norval, in Velma first, as Shaggy has always been my favorite character. However, Velma's version is kind of basic. Ignoring his lack of personality and blatant ass-kissing lines for Mindy, his design isn't bad, it's just kind of meh. Because unlike Mystery Inc., where it's set in the 70s, along with the original Scooby-Doo, this world is set in our time, so why is Norval and Shaggy's signature outfit? Like, the concept outfits the team made were amazing. I personally love this one. It's still very laid back, comfortable, with that hippie factor, but is still modern enough with like that hip element of today. Like, yeah, it's a lot for a Shaggy type character, but these are supposed to be rebrands of the characters, so going outside the box is fine. Also, serious question, who still wears brown pants anymore? Also, I don't mind that they made Norval black, because I mean, it doesn't change the character's core personality at all. Like, Norval can still be scared of ghosts and monsters and eat a ton and control the universe. However, I really wish they did a different hairstyle. Like, I'm kind of tired of male black characters getting the same hairstyles in animated media. At least with Craig of the Creek, we get all kinds of hairstyles, but a lot of shows and games do the dread style with a close shave. Plus, Shaggy's nickname comes from his hair, so they could have made his dreads longer, or like a long natural fro. Though, I will say I do like his shoes, though the colors kind of clash. Other than that, the design is still basically old Shaggy's design, which for me is boring. I mean, all the concept art made for the show is way better. I mean, this show really could have been fun design-wise if they didn't cling so hard to the OG designs. I can't say anything for the actual script. That can't be salvaged. That was just bad. Anyway, on to our first mystery member, Hazel. Meet Hazel Rogers Mendez. The last name is hyphenated. Shaggy's great-great-granddaughter. She's 19 and heading off to college with a volleyball scholarship. She's the tallest out of her two brothers, loves sci-fi and bad horror flicks, 100% believes in the paranormal, and is the only one who believes Shaggy's stories. It took a while to come up with Hazel, as I had to make a timeline for Shaggy. Like, a lot of the movies and comics kind of show that Shaggy always liked the deserty areas. For me, that's what it felt like. So when the mystery gang dissolved, Fred gave the mystery machine to Shaggy, and he went off traveling all over, only to finally settle in Mexico, and funny enough, was the last to settle down. Shaggy's family grew over the years, but a lot of them moved, but kept in touch. Hence why Hazel is so attached to Shaggy. And funny enough, there is a tradition that Shaggy started up when he had kids, that if any of them were going to cross country their way to their college, could use the mystery machine to do that. Though over the years, it's been repainted. And now, it's Hazel's turn to have it, which will eventually lead her and her friends on a new mystery. Anyway, for Hazel's design, I gave her big, thick, curly hair. Her hair is tied back a bit with one of Daphne's old neck scarves she found in one of Shaggy's old boxes that he's been holding on to. The blonde hair streak is due to a sports tradition of her dyeing that part of her hair her team's colors. My high school used to do the same thing, but for like seniors, and it was the football team mostly. But anyway, I also gave her glasses as a nod to Velma because, you know, people used to ship Velma and Shaggy all the time, so why not give her a little dash of what could have been? But also because I'm a sucker for sports glasses. Like my friend used to wear them during practice and games, and I always thought they were awesome. Like, I'm weird that way. As for Hazel's outfit, I went with a more boho grunge style, you know, something sporty, but with like a laid back kind of look. So I went with a simple, deep sleeveless crop top with a radioactive symbol. I haven't decided if it's a band t-shirt or like something to do with Area 51, you know, merch-wise, considering she's obsessed with aliens. Anyway, the sleeves on her arms are compression sleeves. They do come in all types, as you can see, but Hazel's is more elbow-focused. Since Hazel is the server, she needs them a little bit more for her elbows. And yeah, she wears them a little bit more often than normal, mostly due to the fact that she talks a lot with her arms and tends to hit things due to her excitement. I know we've all been there. I can't tell you how many doorknobs I've hit from explaining something to someone. Her bracelet is colored similar to the Haikyuu volleyball because I have a weird obsession with sports anime and she plays volleyball, so the worlds just collide. But as you can see, to avoid copyright, I made the white part dark blue, you know, just in case this is ever picked up in the future. I mean, Warner Brothers, if you want to talk, I'm free. The jacket around her waist is her old school's jersey jacket. It has all her old teammates' signatures on it after she got her scholarship. As for her pants, they're custom-made track pants by Hazel's best friend. Similar to Shaggy, Hazel prefers baggy clothes, and most track pants are tight to avoid tripping, but she prefers them as a style choice than anything. The rip is also intentional, and like my family friend likes to say, you bought jeans with holes in them? They better have been half price. Is an older guy, and he says that to me every time I wear my ripped jeans. And finally, her shoes. Simple blue Converse, as you can see. I tried to reference Shaggy's shoes, but there's only so much you can do with clogs, and I honestly hate clogs. I'm sorry to people who like them. I think they're like the ugliest shoe, but whatever. Anyway, as you can see, I went with a weird color palette, but kids of today like to mix and match hella hard. But again, since Hazel is taking over Shaggy's spot, her signature color is green. Though, to avoid the brown pants part, and the brown in general, I decided to go with a dark blue color for the secondary color. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, brown and green makes sense for a hippie character because nature, but, you know, like, nature isn't just green and brown. Nature is also yellow and red and occasionally blue and purple. So, you know, nature's all kinds of colors. So I just stick to the basics of green and brown. Like, this is so boring to me. But also, I did want to make Hazel her own character. Because even though she is color-coded to Shaggy, she is still her own individual character. So I did change up the colors a little bit just to signify that. And honestly, I am so in love with Hazel. I'm sure if this was ever picked up and made into a show, I'm pretty sure she'd be the fan favorite, just like Shaggy. Also, I can't draw dogs super well, so Scooby's replacement will have to wait a bit until I can figure that out. Oh! As you can see, I went with a whole new style. Something more old school, in shape and a more sharper look. Like, think Clone High or My Life as a Teenage Robot, but with the classic Scooby-Doo eye style. You know, where they didn't have eye colors or the white part of their eyes either. It was very haunting as a child. Anyway, I guess I should explain a little more about Hazel than just her design. I kind of based her around Lance from Voltron and a little bit of Luce from the Owl House, meaning she's quick with the one-liners, extremely dramatic, and probably the best friend you'll ever have. She does have a bit of a competitive side to her, in and out of sports. Like, she's the type to compete over something that the other person has no idea they're even competing. Like, it could be getting better grades, or how fast she can read a book before the other person. No one really knows she does this other than her best friend, as they've lived across the hall from each other since they were kids. So she kind of has the mindset that she always wants to be the best, regardless of what it is. I still haven't picked a fake location for where everyone currently lives and is going to for college, or the actual mystery part. I'm more of a character person, and mystery is something I'm not super good at making. Like, I actually enjoy being spoiled and have been known to read the ending first and then read the book. I know, I'm insane. But even though I've only had this idea for years, I still only have the bare bones of the story. So kind of like a big reason why I never talked about it, and why I would just love it if Warner Brothers gave me their writing team, because at least then it wouldn't be all on me, and I could put my own notes in as well, so characters get the development they need and not act out of character like some shows. I'm looking at you, Owl House. Like, this whole episode was a fanfic episode at best. Like, I'm not kidding. Ugh. Anyway, I'm hoping to talk more about this and the show Velma as a whole, but Norville honestly wasn't a bad character to watch. He was just kind of there, where everyone else was just asinine. And the fact that season 2 is being made is still mind-boggling. Like, what is with studios going backwards? Can't they see it's backfired on their biggest competitor? Like, Disney is dying. The nostalgia is gone. I mean, the nostalgia is not completely gone, because I mean, we have Puss in Boots, and then we have Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse, and then we've got like much better reincarnations and continuations, whereas Disney and Warner Brothers seem to just be like, nah, our old properties were choice. Let's just keep making more. And by making more, I mean making worse and worse and worse decisions over and over and over, and making it worse for everybody at the same time. Ugh. Sorry, I know this is a Scooby-Doo video, but every single time I hear something in the news about a reboot, a live-action remake, or just something coming back from the dead, I'm just like, ugh. Can we please not? Can we please just move forward? Like, we can have the occasional brought back to life moment. I'm fine with that. I mean, Puss in Boots was great job. You know, the Mario movie was also really good. Like, those are the things I silently enjoy every few years. Whereas every single year, and there's 5 within that year, I'm just like, please stop. Enough. It's not fun anymore. It was never fun to begin with. Sorry. Anyway. Next video will be Velma's replacement. Super excited for y'all to see them. Anyway, tell me what you all think in the comments, and what you think Velma's replacement will look like. Anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And I hope you all have a super fantastic day. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Side note, the Owl House has officially ended. And I still really love the Bye Hunter at the end of all my videos. So I'm thinking I'm going to keep it. Though I haven't decided if I want to change it to the spoiler ending. So you guys let me know if I should keep the hunter or if I should use the spoiler version. Anyway, again, bye!